Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for staying tuned with me. If you are clicking on this video because you watched the previous one, good job. Thanks for clicking. Here today we're going to talk about the minister's license, especially if you're considering getting married using the RGD method. If this video interests you, just keep on watching. Alright guys, this is the website, the Ministry of Justice website. You can Google it. I will also put it in my description box so you can stay tuned for that. Now it does say to you all the details, the relevant information. I'll just be doing a summary of it. So it's a pretty detailed sheet that guides you. We need to know what the marriage minister's or the minister's marriage license is all about. So it's basically to give a marriage officer the right to marry you, which is both party. So on your marriage license, it needs to mention both your names, right? So that's pretty much what that is all about. You have to be 18 years or older to get married. If you are younger, you need parental consent. Of course, we don't practice blood relatives being married in Jamaica, so you definitely can't be blood related. Now, also, you can't be married at the time when you're going to do this. If you were previously married, of course, when submitting all documents, your divorce certificate will be needed. Now, after finding out you're eligible, you need to go ahead and get the forms. Now, you can physically get the form at the mentioned address of the Ministry of Justice, but like myself, I like things pretty convenient and easy, so I like the download from online, which they do give you a link. These are hyperlinked and I have already opened them, as you can see in the tab. Now this is what the blank declaration form looks like. This should be filled out by a family member or a friend that knows about the impending marriage. All right, and it asks you for all the details here. Now there's also an example, right? See example, this is also hyperlinked. There's an example as to how you go about filling out the form. So it's a pretty quick process, easy process. So I'm just highlighting the information so you can know if you never knew before. All right, so this would be the two persons who are getting married information. All right, their marital status, and they use bachelor, divorce, widow, Spencer, divorced, or widow, right? The occupation of both parties, and also the age and the address. If both parties live the same place, that's okay. That should be stated there as well. And even if, as I mentioned, the third person being a family member lives there, that's fine too. In filling out, their name should be right here, their occupation, and also their address. Now, section C is specifically for minors, so their parents can give consent. Down here where none applicable here, none applicable here, right? This portion is for the JP to sign, put their address, the date, their name, and their stamp. And the third party, which is the family member or friend that knows about the impending marriage, will affix their signature right here in the presence of the JP. Down below right here gives some more information explaining each section. All right, this is also giving you guidance information as well, some more details, you know, more information. So after you've finished now the declaration form, you're going to have to actually get the 4,000 to pay. In submission as well, passport or driver's license for both parties. So these are the additional documents that need to be submitted as well with along with the declaration form. So both parties' passport or driver's license will be needed and should be notarized by the said JP. Their birth certificate is needed. If a copy is being used, of course, it should be notarized. Again, if they were married before, that also needs to be there, their divorce document. If somebody died, death certificate. If there was a change of name, that needs to be there, that document stating that. If the child is 16 or 17, which is below 18, parental consent form need to be presented. But we're not marrying any children, not promoting that. So we have gone through the declaration form and the additional documents that are required. Now this form is the minister's or the Marriage Act form. This one you should not complete, the JP shouldn't complete. This is specifically for the tax office only to complete. All right, so you keep that until you're going to the tax office. Now we're back to the main screen, right? And we are going down. Some of these we already mentioned, that the fee is $4,000 that you take along with these documents to the tax office. And the tax office, I think the one that is active now is the one close to Air Jamaica building, or it's within the Air Jamaica building. All right, so for your documents, if you're not Jamaican national, you speak another language, you need to get your documents translated by an official translator and have them certified. Now, if you're not living in Jamaica, remember you have to be within the country 24 hours before the marriage ceremony. These are the operating hours of the office. I suggest you go within these hours and be guided. Now, if you get your document submitted before 12, it's highly likely that they are doing a same day service now, so you can get it by 3 in the afternoon, right? Now this tells you what your license is limited to. It's only valid in Jamaica, and the license is lasting about 90 days, so it expires 90 days after it was issued to you, so you can do things in advance of the time, right? Don't have to wait last minute to go and apply for this. All right, so if in the case the 90-day expire, you know that you have to reapply and submit all the other documentation. It tells you about the reapplication process. So it tells you here, it's mentioning that after you've gotten married, you need to obtain a certified copy from the Registrar General Department for your marriage certificate. If you have any further questions, you can always reach out to them. This is their contact information. All right, guys, so I'm going to tell you my first-hand experience doing the process. It was pretty easy, first of all. And like I went through earlier, you get all the forms off the website and all the information you need. And you just get your documents and your copies of your documents and go at once to the JP, get everything notarized. So, you know, you do everything all at once and all of that. So what I did, I selected a date that I wanted to go based on their operating days and hours. I went as early as possible because then I would have to go to stamp office first before going to Ministry of Justice. So I suggest personally start out as early as possible to get business done. So I went to the Air Jamaica building downtown. I stood in line, so it was even before operating, a little bit before operating hours of 8:30 began. So I was in line waiting to go inside. I had all my documents that were necessary, including the $4,000 that needed to be paid, right? They opened, the security guard asked questions because of course they want to ensure you're going in the correct line or area that will be fitting to your need. When you go there and the security guards speak with you, they give you another form for you to complete, and you actually give them that blank form that neither you or the JP had completed. That's what the tax office will stamp. But again, you can ask a relevant question there. The process is pretty easy. I believe there is no stupid question. Ask for clarity. Do not go to places and you have questions and there are persons who work there that you can ask and you refuse to ask. I don't believe in doing that. Ask the question so you have information that you can arm yourself with. Anyways, so I waited my time until I get the form stamped. Then of course it was now time to go to Ministry of Justice, and like I mentioned, they are on Constant Spring Road. The exact address is on their website. So when I went there, of course you have to speak to the first person. I think that's the receptionist, to ask the purpose for which you're there. You tell them the purpose for which you're there, and you know, I think they check through all your relevant documents and they put you in the system and ask you to wait. You wait a bit until your name is called, and when you go, now the other person go through in detail everything that you have. They ask you to sign whatever that needs to be signed, and your documents get submitted. Guys, I encourage you to go before 12, you know, I'd say even before 11:30, because if you do that on the same day, you're able to go ahead and get the documents. I wanted the documents on the same day because of course I'm not living in Kingston, so that would have been another expense to come another day. So on this particular day, you want to try to have other tasks that you may want to do to fill the time, because from 12 to 3 long hours, and trust me, they're not giving you that at 3 o'clock on the dot, and they're most definitely not giving it to you anytime before 3. That has been my experience. I went to do everything that I wanted to do, and I came back and I still had to wait. Was most annoying because of outside being hot, but it's what it is. Now, persons who are overseas can actually go ahead and get married here. Obviously, you go through the same process, but bear in mind you have to be here 24 hours before the time frame of getting married. And since you guys are gonna have to be here in any case to submit the documents, you're gonna be well in advance of 24 hours of your date. So the process was not hard, it was pretty easy. The only part that was a bit, you know, tedious was the 3-hour wait. And trust me, you don't have to, right? But why not collect it the same day? If you decide to come the next day, that's up to you. And again, it's dependent on when you actually submit your document. If it's before 12, then you can get it at 3. So there you have it. It was a mouthful, very informative. Please remember to leave your comment in the comment section. You know, I just want to ensure that I've provided adequate information and I've made it clear to you so you can go ahead and make an informed decision. I know when I was doing it, I tried to find someone that was actually doing it or did the process already, even though I read whatever I needed to read on the website. So I hope this video serves that purpose for you. And again, congratulations. Thanks for watching. Until next video. Bye.